Graphing a linear inequality. Just to remind you what the different signs mean, if you think of it like this, some students use this, leg, L-E-G. So this sign here means less than, this means greater than, and this means equal to. Of course, this will be less than or equal to, this will be greater than or equal to. Before we can graph an inequality, let us first make sure that we know how to graph the lines. So the first line that we're going to look at is x equal 4. So where does x equal 4? If you think of all the coordinates where x is equal to 4, x is equal to 4 in every coordinate here, because this is 4, 0, this is 4, 1, this is 4, 2, this is 4, 3, this is 4, 4, and you would notice in all the coordinates x is equal to 4. So therefore the line x equal 4 would be a straight line passing through where x is 4 on the x-axis. So now let us try the question x is less than 4. Since it is less than, what we're going to do is we're going to have the line x equal 4, but instead of a solid line, we are going to have a broken line to represent that it is less than. If it was less than or equal to, we'd have a solid line. So since it is less than, we have a broken line. And since it is less than 4, we know we'll be going on the left-hand side where the values are less than 4, and it goes right across the entire graph. So this would be x is less than 4 being represented on the graph. Okay, now let's have a look at x is less than or equal to 4. Since we have that equal part of the whole sign, that equal part, what we're going to have is we're going to have a solid line going through 4. So we'll have the line x equal to, we'll have the line x equal to 4, and it is a solid line since we have the equal to, and then we shade the same side where it is less than 4 because it is less than. And that would be x is less than or equal to 4. Okay, so now let's look at x equal minus 2. So we look for minus 2 on the x-axis, and the line for x equal minus 2 would be the vertical line that passes through where x is minus 2. Now let us try x is more than minus 2. So since it's just more than, we know we'd have a broken line going through the minus 2 on the x-axis. And we want when it's more than, so we know that we will shade where the x values are more than minus 2. So we will shade the right side of the graph. Let us try now x is more than or equal to minus 2. So we draw the line where x is equal to minus 2, and we leave it solid since it's more than or equal to, and then we shade the side of the graph where the x values are more than minus 2. So you notice all the x values here, they're all more than minus 2. Okay, so now let's look at the line y equal 1. Y equal 1, just like the x's, if we consider all the points where y is 1. So this is the point 0, 1, this is the point 2, 1, this is the point 4, 1. So if you notice in all those coordinates, the y value is 1. So y equal 1 would be the horizontal line passing through where y is 1 on the y-axis. Now for y is, let's try y is more than 1. Since it's just more than, it means that it will have a broken line, and the broken line will go through where y is 1. So we have a broken line because we do not have equal to, and where the y values are more than 1 is at the top of the graph here. If you notice all the y values here, they're all more than 1. So we shade that piece of the graph where y is more than 1. Let us try now y is more than or equal to 1. So since it's more than or equal to, we know it would be a solid line. So the solid line will pass through on the y-axis where y would be equal to 1 and it's solid, and then we shade where it is more than 1. So the top part of the graph where it is all more than 1. Okay, now let's look at y equal 4. So y equal 4 would be the line that goes through the 4 on the y-axis. Let's look now at y is less than 4. So if I want y is less than 4, I know then that I would have a broken line. And I'm looking at the values of y that are more than, sorry, that is wrong. I'm looking at the values that are less than 4. So where the y values are less than 4. Now let's try y is less than or equal to 4. So y is less than or equal to, because it's equal to, it would have a solid line. So we would draw a solid line going through 4, and then we would shade the graph where the y values are less than or equal to 4. Okay, let's now look at y equal 2x. To be able to draw the line y equal 2x, I just need any 2 points. So any 2 points on the line. Easy points to use are when x is 0, when x is 2. Any 2 points you can use. When x is 0, y is equal to 2 by 0, which is 0. When x is 2, y is equal to 2 by 2, which is 4. So we will get the line. We know it will be 0, 0, and 2, 4. So since we have those 2 points, we can clearly see that the line will go this way, right? So if I want to do y is more than 2x, then instead of a solid line, what I would have to have is a broken line. So I would have a broken line instead of the solid line. So I would not have a solid line, I would have the broken line. And now I need to know which side to shade. To know which side to shade, I choose any point that does not lie on the line. I choose any point that does not lie on the line. So I will choose this point here. So I choose the point 2, 0, where x is 2, and y is 0. And then I will substitute it into the inequality and see if it's true. So y is 0, 0 is more than 2 by 2. 0 is more than 4. Is 0 more than 4? No, 0 is not more than 4. So it means that I do not want the side of the graph that that point is on. So I do not want this side of the graph. It means that I want the other side of the graph. So I shade the other side. And that would be y is more than 2x. So suppose I had the equation y equal minus 3x plus 3. Once again, to get that line, I just need 2 points. So I choose easy points when x is 0, and I can choose when x is 2. When x is 0, I get that y is equal to minus 3 by 0 plus 3, which gives me 3. So that's 1.03. And when x is 2, y is equal to minus 3 by 2 plus 3, which gives me minus 6 plus 3, which gives me minus 3. So I have 2 points. I have the point 0, 3, and I have the point 2, minus 3. And therefore, I know now that I can connect both of those points and draw the line. And this will be the line y equal minus 3x plus 3. So if I need now to do this question, y is more than or equal to minus 3x plus 3. So I first have to draw the line y equal minus 3x plus 3, and I've drawn it and put it there already for you. We did that just now. And now we need to test a point. So the easiest point to test would be 0, 0, because 0 is an easy number to work with. So 0, 0, x is 0, and y is 0. So we'll get that 0 is more than or equal to minus 3 by 0 plus 3, which will give us that 0 is more than or equal to 3. And we know that 0 is not more than or equal to 3, so therefore we do not want that side of the equation to shade. We want to shade the other side of the line. So we'll shade the other side, which will be over here. And that would represent y is more than or equal to minus 3x plus 3.